Hey Zips fans, Chad Welker with the Zips Digital Network being joined once again for another edition of ZipsCast with Spencer German, Alexis Alita, Maverick Wolfley, and Nate Stewart. Today our guest is former football player Michael Traylor Bennett, and we're going to just open it up right now to everybody, see how everybody is doing, and checking in with what they did over the weekend. Guys?
I didn't really do much. I just hung out, did some homework, finishing up and getting ready for finals week. So,
I'm good. I drove back up to Akron actually just to finish up, stay strong, finish with some finals, forget everything else. So,
Um, I didn't do too much. Just trained, hung out with my daughter, made some TikTok videos.
Yeah, just doing schoolwork, trying to get ready for finals.
Awesome. Well, it's good to have everybody back, and it's good to have you on today, Michael. We'll actually start sort of as we tend to do with our guest. Give you a minute or so to introduce yourself, tell us who you are, how you came to Akron, or how you ended up at Akron, and just kind of like what you're doing now.
Okay. My name is Michael Traylor Bennett. Graduated with from Akron. I had a degree in criminal justice, organizational supervision, and I'll be getting a master's in sports science and coaching when I finish these online classes. What led me to Akron is Coach Jeff Bowden and Terry Bowden, came to my office. Came to my house, recruited me. Everything sounded right. I loved the campus when I came there, and everything just felt right. And besides that, Akron, it was a beautiful place. I learned a lot, and I'm happy that you guys are having me right now.
Yeah, well, we're happy to have you on board, and a little bit of a different perspective than obviously some of the other athletes we brought on, because everybody else at this point's been a current athlete at Akron, and obviously you're finishing up your getting your master's and all that. So I'm curious though, like with your playing career behind you, and the 4 years that you spent at Akron playing football, just how did you feel that the game of football itself prepared you for the real world and just life outside of just that college world that you were in?
I always tell people, man, football is something that changed my life, and I say that because it just taught me so much different things when it came to just the mindset. I feel like the mindset is major when it comes to life, and having the right mindset, I should say. In college, I dealt with times where I had the wrong mindset and I failed. So once I learned in football, if you can have the right mindset, no matter your situation, if it can be, after you lose a game, it can be when you're getting held accountable and you're getting in trouble. I feel like, having the right mindset through all that carries on to life when things don't go your way and stuff like that. And for you to be able to get through, those times is having the right mindset and the right work ethic. And I feel like through football, that's what I learned. And that's the same thing I carry through life. So it's helped me succeed, so far.
Ooh, so upon leaving Akron, for those, explain kind of, the path you took after college and how you got into doing that.
So after college, I was, blessed to get an opportunity for the Oakland Raiders. Got a tryout from them. Once that didn't work out, I had to make a plan. Obviously, I went to school besides football, so I had to, take my degrees and put them to my, my life so I can, be successful. So I started training people. Something that I've been doing my whole life. The reason why I felt it would be very beneficial because a lot of people already train with me. They look up to me when it comes to sports or just the work ethic aspect of sports and just life. So I went through a lot of injuries and I learned a lot, recovering from those injuries. And I'm real big on giving back. And I feel like your knowledge and, your success means nothing if you can't give back. So after college, I started training people, outside really with no equipment, just some cones and some ladders, old school. And as I kept, going and staying consistent with it, it just gradually kept going. So that's how that's how it led me to doing what I'm doing now after college.
Obviously you played a lot while you were here, Mike. What was your best memory from your playing career or your best moment, whatever stands out to you the most while here at Akron?
I got a lot, man. I got a lot with y'all in the locker room. I got a lot on the field. I would say Pitt, man. That was a big win for the university when we upset Pitt with James Conner, Tyler Boyd, and players like that. That was talked about, that whole year. and to go in there to beat them, and I scored a touchdown to, help us, win that game. And so that's something that, as a sophomore, that's something that stood out to me, and something that if anybody ever asks me that question, I always bring up Pitt, because that's like a game that I'll never forget. It was on national TV. All the cameras was on, and we made history that day. So that's something that's big to me.
Yeah, I remember before I even was thinking about coming to Akron, I remember watching that on TV. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. See, that's like I was in school for a long time. You watched it in school, and we played together. Dang.
Yeah.
Golly.
Yeah, so I think one of my questions I know you said that's one of your favorite memories. I mean, like as a team. So what's like one of your personal favorite memories from playing? Would you count that as the same?
I would say, I would count that the same thing, personal memory, because it's so much stuff I can touch base on when it comes to, all the memories that we have. But I would say that one, because I just remember the spirit that our team had after we won that game. The energy campus had, the smile on our coach's face, and the smile on everybody's face to just let it like that that we did it. We made a big accomplishment, because not a lot of people thought we would win that game, obviously, and we did. So I will stick with that one too as well for that question.
So I'll go ahead and jump in here real quick, Michael. You talked about getting your master's degree. Talk about your time as an undergrad in the classroom. What were some of your favorite classes, favorite professors, things that you learned that you didn't think that you were going to learn from the professionals here at the University of Akron?
It's going to trip you out. It's computer class, man. It's a computer class that I took with Christina, my academic advisor. And it wasn't so much that it taught me a lot, but it was so much that it taught me how to actually dig deep and do, the right research on certain things. It helped me, organize. It helped me document. And that has helped me, when it came to organization outside of, football and, stuff like that. So that's another class that helped me. And then I think it was my criminal justice class. I always say criminal justice class, but I just learned so much. So far as when people, passed away, how when it comes to certain insects that get, attracted by that, and then how they found, people that, did certain crimes and stuff like that. So all that was cool, because I didn't come to school for criminal justice degree. I literally, honestly, was coming to school to play football. My major was sports management. Nothing's wrong with that, but I want to, broaden my knowledge and broaden, my values. So when I came here and I was doing sports management, so I took criminal justice because I wanted to, challenge myself and help myself grow. So when I did that, that was a class that I didn't expect for me to take to help me out for my future. And besides that, those are really two classes that I can think of. And when it comes to professor and stuff like that, those are two classes that honestly, I remember they stood out to me because they was hard. And I had to actually, study for it and have hours with the teachers and stuff like that, because it was something I wasn't used to, and it helped me grow. Anything that helps me grow, I learned later in life to appreciate it.
So off of that, I'm curious, obviously you started focusing more on the criminal justice side of things when you were at school. That's what you're getting your master's in. What are your career goals though? Because I know, you mentioned training people now. So where do you sort of see yourself going? What direction you want to go? Do you want to do more of that training stuff? Do you want to do more of the criminal justice stuff? Just sort of where's your head at with that in that regard?
It's crazy you said that, man, because somebody just asked me the same thing. And right now I'm loving this training thing. And the reason why I'm loving it, because I'm impacting people in a positive way. I'm giving people hope. I'm helping them achieve their body goals. And then it's just a good feeling when you're helping somebody, put a smile on their face and give them hope again. So with the career, I want to eventually own my own gym, own my own gym. And at the same time, when it comes to criminal justice, I've been looking into getting into schools to be like a counselor for kids that have trouble, situations, or even when it comes to like being like a juvenile counselor or like a probation officer. That's something that I wanted to obviously add on to being a trainer. So owning my own gym is one thing. And then when it comes to other things besides, training and stuff like that, it's probably going to be something in the same aspect. If I'm not in the school, being a mentor or counselor, I'll be probably in the, the downtown, working with like the criminal law and stuff like that.
Anybody else got any other thing else for Michael? Nothing? I guess I'll wrap up with one last one. Just when you look back on like your Akron experience, how much does the University of Akron just meant to you? What what comes to mind? Just how special of a place was it in your eyes?
It was special, man, because it helped me grow as a father, helped me grow as a man outside of the uniform, and then at the same time, it helped me grow as a football player as well. Being a big-time recruit, having offers from Syracuse, Louisville, big schools like that, sometimes you get obviously in high school, I really got to do what I wanted. I was, the main guy, but when you get to college, everybody's the guy. Everybody's an athlete and stuff like that. So when it came to certain situations not happening how they was, it helped me grow because it helped me learn how to handle them the right way, the proper way. So it helped me grow as a man. And the beautiful thing about Akron is just when I left, I believe it or not, we left with the wagon wheel, man. So that's always good, leaving with the wagon wheel. Besides that, Akron, I left out of there with degrees, a lot of success stories in football, a lot of friends, obviously, on this call now that I still talk to. So it not only let me become a better football player and father, it helped me have some friends that I can talk to, for a long time now.
I know Chad's happy to hear the wagon wheel. You guys end up with the wagon wheel, so
wagon wheel, baby. Gotta keep that.
All right, we'll shift gears a little bit, go into sort of more of our lighthearted segment. So aside from, I'm curious, we're pretty deep into the quarantine at this point, obviously, but we're starting to, it sounds like, trend towards things starting to open back up. Maybe things start to get some sense of normalcy. So the first thing I have for all you guys to answer, just aside from your sport or training, what have you missed most while we've all sort of been on lockdown?
I think for me, I just miss going and sitting at restaurants. I mean, as like subtle and kind of dumb as that sounds, I kind of just miss going out in public and being able to do stuff because I just hate sitting and doing nothing in my apartment.
For me, it's kind of the same thing that she said. It's like you don't realize how many activities there are to do until there aren't any to do. So it's like me even going outside and just playing a regular pickup game of basketball was a difficult thing because they take hoops down and stuff like that. Going to sit in restaurants. I had just recently started eating sushi, and now I want it like all the time now. And so like I'm ordering it like takeout and stuff like that. But it's totally different. Not being able to just make up your mind to go somewhere and go. Now you got to think about, okay, now what's open.
Probably the biggest thing for me is just not seeing people without masks and people giving you weird looks if you're outside without one, or just like things being back to normal. Because like he said, a lot of basketball hoops are taken down and stuff, but I've been playing basketball up by right up the hill from behind my house, and yesterday I was shooting and these ladies were driving by and they like yelled at me to like said something about quarantine, and I was just like, I don't know, like this is stupid, I'm the only one up here. So I just kind of miss things being normal, I guess.
Michael, what about you?
I would say I miss like the kid places being open, man, because it sucks seeing my daughter. We play in a house and she like, what we do next? And I'll be like, we just played 5 to 6 different things. So just being able to take her to like, kid places so she can be around kids and stuff, because it kind of sucks seeing she's a kid, she's 7 years old now. So all she wants to do is play now. And to see her ask if we can go play some stuff like that, and then we can't, I'll be like, man, see, they got to hurry up and let everything back open so we can go play. So I would say that's really the main thing I miss, because I'm still blessed to be able to, still train here and there and still, get things done that I need to get done. But besides that, kid places and the mall. I miss the mall. I miss going up there and making some bad decisions sometimes.
I definitely with you on that one. The mall, for sure.
I miss the mall.
I'm impressed that you guys still value the mall, man. Like, I feel like nowadays I'm so used to just people buying stuff online, myself included. Like, the mall was like something when I was growing up, like that was still the thing. So
I tell you what, there is nothing better than going to the mall and seeing a pair of shoes or some clothes that you didn't think was going to be there.
Right.
and you just picking them up and going home with it. I'm telling you, there's nothing better than that.
That is like, whenever I go to the mall, I'm always just like, yeah, I'm just going to peruse. And then you always find something. Like, you always find something you weren't expecting. You're like, oh, I got to buy it. So I'm with you. So off of that, and Nate, I thought you had some good perspective on it. Like, you don't realize, we just go about our everyday lives like, oh, yeah, I'm going to the movies this weekend, or, yeah, we're going to dinner on Friday. You don't really think about it. And now we can't do that. Like, it's just crazy that, it's sort of like we take it for granted when it's all available to us, and now we don't have it, and we're like, oh, shoot, like, that's not as normal as we thought. So off of that, I'll ask you guys one last thing to this sort of segment of the show. Just as things start to sort of progressively reopen next month, I know here in Ohio, I think May 12th is the day where they're really starting to open, like, other, places where you can go shop, like, the malls and all that. So as that stuff starts to come open, what's the first thing you're going to do, or the first place that you're going to go? Are you going to get your hair cut? Are you going to go to the mall? Or what are you guys planning on doing once everything sort of comes back open?
You said my first two things. You said
Haircut and tattoo.
Haircut, then mall.
I'm going haircut and tattoo, and then the mall.
Ooh.
Actually, no, because I'm getting a tattoo on Saturday this weekend. So
See, I don't know about that.
I'm getting a tattoo. I have to, because I had it planned out for a long time. But no, the definitely for me, the fact that I've been like out of my sport for a while because of the injury, I think the first place I'm going is the gym. First place I'll go is the gym because I haven't been able to.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to agree with Nate too, because I had some back problems towards the end of, I guess kind of the end of our spring. So I kind of agree on, I want to get back to the gym as soon as possible. But I mean, also too, I just want to be able to go to a restaurant, maybe like a Mexican restaurant, and get some queso and stuff. So that'd be pretty cool.
Well, you can bring that queso home. There's always that pickup option.
But it's just not as good, because I will tell you, one of my favorite restaurants of all time in Cincinnati is Skyline. And you can ask any Cincinnati and they will tell you it is not as good when it's takeout. And I think that goes to show with a lot of restaurants. So it's just not the same.
I had Skyline for dinner yesterday, and I totally agree with you. I get it. So you're absolutely right. For me, honestly, and it's gonna be the weirdest answer in the world, but I'm ready to get my nails cut from my feet and get nice massage, get them soaked. I've been walking every single day for the last 2 weeks, so I need to take care of my feet a little bit. So that's where I'm gonna head first.
Always a good time to take care of yourself. Always a good time.
If it were me, I'm going straight to Roosters. It's like my favorite restaurant. So
that's my favorite restaurant, Maverick.
Yeah, they have one.
I knew I liked you for a reason.
Yeah, they got one in Morgantown. I always get the those chicken strips with the mild sauce, and then mix it with the Cajun seasoning, get some tater tots and blue cheese, and it's the best thing. I've gone there probably like 50 times. I get the same thing every time.
I've never been to Roosters.
I'm gonna text you what I like, because I can't. I'm a trainer. My clients might be watching.
Is that the Roosters, the fun casual joint?
Yep.
Yeah, I worked
Their
at one of
prices are
those in
insane.
Columbus for 2 years, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. I don't know what Roosters is.
Well, you need to.
But it's in Canton.
Yeah, you got to take them when it opens back up.
Yeah, there's one in Canton. That's where Coach Cook took us during camp last year. It's awesome.
Yeah.
There's one right in Morgantown, so I go there all the time.
While we're on this restaurant tangent, because Alexis brought it up, what's the consensus on Skyline? Because Joe Burrow caught some heat like a few months ago, because he said, he's an Ohio guy, obviously. He mentioned that he doesn't even like Skyline. And I think people in Cincinnati were kind of rubbed the wrong way by it. So what's the consensus on Skyline? Did everybody agree that it's good, or what do we think?
I love it.
I don't know.
I like those.
Hey, man, you got to get out, man.
I'm not from Ohio, so I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's true. That's true.
I haven't ate Skyline in so long. I don't even know.
I love it.
Homemade Skyline's pretty on point too. Not necessarily the canned Skyline, but you make your own chili, get some spaghetti and get some cheese. And you're talking a big guy here, so I know food.
Yeah.
What are those things called that have the sour cream and everything? They're not the what are they called, Lex? like chopped. I can't remember what they're called, but those are good. I don't remember what they're called. What is it?
I might have to come back to
Toledo.
Akron.
Yeah, Toledo.
When they open everything back up, I might have to go to Swenson's.
Yeah, there you go. I went there a couple weeks ago because they're still open. So
They open?
yeah,
See?
that's the place, man. Swenson's is the best. All right, feels like a good spot to sort of pivot a little bit and go to our final segment. So I kind of have two sections here, given that obviously Michael already being through his undergrad years and on to getting his master's and all that, and not actually, current sort of member on campus. So I have a different question for you, Michael, that we'll ask at the very end. But for Lex, Nate, and Mav, I'm curious just to this point in your guys' college careers, how you feel your experience at UA has prepared you for the next phase of your life once you guys graduate. So that includes, your sport, that includes your classes, that includes your just on-campus experience. Just how do you feel that your time at Akron to this point has already, how can you see how it's already prepared you for the real world?
For sure. For me, I'm gonna go with the whole experience really, because being on a football team, there's a lot of guys playing, there's a lot of moving pieces. So it kind of taught me how to conduct yourself, in a meeting room setting, amongst people who are like quote unquote your bosses and coaches, how to work alongside people who would be your coworkers in the real world. So I feel like, and then just being in college, I think, how to manage your time and not, waste opportunities when you have them. It's definitely something that I learned the hard way, but I got it now. So I think that is definitely the biggest thing that I've learned was, how to manage time and how to work with other people.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest thing for me is time management. Before, like high school, you could get away with things or whatever, kind of like Mike said, coming whatever. But then when you get here, there's someone always in your ear, like telling you what to do. But then also that you got to do things for yourself, because I guess that's different with like classes and stuff. No one's going to just be like, oh, hey, like, come on, do this, like they did in high school. You got to, kind of just do everything yourself. You're on your own.
I think my two biggest things kind of come from living on my own and then time management as well. I think the biggest are probably those two, just because with time management, you're on a set schedule. And I mean, obviously, in high school and stuff, you can be on a schedule too, but in college, it's much more, prominent. So, and then living on my own, obviously, it's new for everyone or most people whenever they come to college. So I think that's really helpful, because obviously when you're in the real world, you're going to be on your own. And like Maverick said, like there's not going to be people telling you what to do or when to do it. So it's kind of all on you. So I think the accountability aspect of it really has come out through college.
Now, so Michael, for you, I know you already sort of hit on, what you learned from your experience at Akron, how it impacted you. But I'm curious, from your perspective, as somebody who's already gone through that phase of your life and are finishing up your master's now, just what advice would you give to these three and other student athletes or just students in general at Akron as they continue their college career and prepare for futures of their own?
I would say take your classes serious. Make sure you leave out of there with a degree. It'll be pointless for you to go there and be there for all them years with all these those great advisors, teachers, and not leave with nothing. Football or whatever sports you play, that comes to an end one day. What you do after that, I feel like has a bigger effect on your family and the next generation down. So take it serious. I know it's annoying, but find a way to do it. And besides that, go win some games, man.
All right. No, I appreciate you guys all shining some light on your experiences, especially Michael, obviously being the older guy in the room or in the Zoom, I should say. Providing them with some advice and giving us a look into your experience. So thanks for joining us today, man.
Michael, I do have one question for you too before you go. Because of this quarantine, keeping your daughter entertained through the whole process, what's that been like for you, and what have you been doing with your daughter to keep her entertained, being that she's that active 7-year-old?
To be honest, I just really, went back to the basics of what I did when I was younger. We go outside and play tag, hide and seek. We do homeschooling, so we do stuff like I'll give her math problems, and we do like a quiz of 10, and however many she has wrong, we do something fun, like you got to do push-ups or something fun, to keep her active and stuff like that. Or she taught me how to make TikToks, so that is something that's big right now during quarantine. And besides that, it's been, just trying to keep her entertained and just doing fun stuff, just running her around, and even if it's going outside taking a walk, just letting her get outside. That's the main thing I think she wants, just being able to get outside and, me acting like it's the most fun in the world every day. So.
Well, appreciate you coming on the show for us. And guys, again, thanks for always taking some time out of your day to talk to each other and talk to our special guest. We'll be back on Thursday with another guest to bring you. For the Zips Digital Network, this is Chad Welker. For Michael Traylor Bennett, Nate Stewart, Alexis Adlita, Maverick Wolfling, Spencer German. Have a great day, and as always, go Zips.
Go Zips.